Something unbelievable is happening in North American football. For decades, there was no debate. The United States was king. The biggest stadiums, the biggest league, the biggest investment, the biggest ambitions. And Canada was barely part of the conversation. But today, something has changed. Canada has qualified for World Cups. They're producing world-class stars. They're attracting millions of new fans. And some people are asking a question that would have sounded ridiculous just 10 years ago. Has Canada overtaken the United States? It sounds crazy. After all, America has 340 million people. Canada only has 40 million. America has Major League Soccer. America hosted World Cups. America has billionaire owners. So how is Canada even part of this conversation? Well, the answer is far more complicated than you think. Because if current trends continue, North American football may never belong to America again. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why. Let's start with reality. For 30 years, the USA dominated North American football. After hosting the 1994 World Cup, American soccer exploded. MLS was created in 1996. Youth academies grew. Training facilities improved. The US qualified for every World Cup from 1990 to 2014. Meanwhile, Canada was struggling. In fact, between 1986 and 2022, Canada didn't qualify for a single World Cup. That's 36 years. An entire generation never experienced Canada on football's biggest stage. The USA was miles ahead. There wasn't even a rivalry. But then, everything started to change and America didn't see it coming. Every football revolution has a face. For Argentina, it was Messi. For Portugal, it was Cristiano Ronaldo. For Canada, it was Alphonso Davies, born in a refugee camp in Ghana, moving to Canada at age 5, then becoming one of the best left backs in the world. His rise changed everything. Suddenly, Canadian kids had someone to believe in, and Canada wasn't finished. Jonathan David emerged, Steven Eustachio emerged, Tajon Buchanan emerged. For the first time, Canada wasn't just producing footballers, they were producing elite European footballers, something they had never done consistently before, and the world started paying attention. But here's the scary part. This wasn't luck, it was planned. Canada discovered something America still struggles with: immigrant football culture. Over 20% of Canadians are immigrants. Millions come from football-loving nations: Nigeria, Croatia, England, Portugal, France, Morocco, India, and many more. Football isn't their second sport, it's their first language. Youth participation exploded. Local clubs exploded. Academies exploded. And unlike America, football wasn't competing as heavily with American football or in baseball or college sports. Canada slowly built a football identity, and that identity is becoming dangerous, but America still has a huge advantage. This is where things get controversial. Many experts believe America has one giant problem: the pay-to-play system. In many areas, families spend thousands of dollars every year, which means talent can be missed. Some children simply can't afford the pathway. Canada isn't perfect either, but they've invested heavily in alternative development systems. Meanwhile, the USA has another issue: too many sports. American football, basketball, baseball, hockey, track and field. The best athletes are spread everywhere. Imagine if America's best athletes all chose football. They could become a global superpower, but that hasn't happened. Canada, however, is becoming more focused, and that focus is paying off. Yet, America still has enormous advantages, and this debate is far from over. Let's compare. America has stars: Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, Tim Weah, Tyler Adams, Anthony Robinson. The depth is impressive, but Canada has elite talent too: Alphonso Davies, Jonathan David, Steven Eustachio, Tajon Buchanan. The difference? Depth. America still wins comfortably. The USA can replace injured players much easier. Canada cannot. But football isn't always about depth. It's about momentum. And right now, Canada has momentum, which may be more important heading into 2026. 2026 will be the biggest World Cup ever. 48 teams, 16 host cities, billions of viewers, and Canada is hosting. This is their opportunity. A strong World Cup performance could completely transform football in Canada. Youth registrations could explode, investment could explode, sponsors could flood in. The same thing happened to many nations before, and America knows this because they experienced it after 1994. History could repeat itself. Except this time, Canada may be the biggest winner, and that's why the USA should be nervous. Very nervous. But here's the question nobody is asking. What happens after 2026? Because this debate isn't really about today, it's about the next decade. Who will dominate North American football in 2030, 2034, or even 2040? Because the country that wins this battle could control football in North America for generations. And right now, both nations are racing toward the future. America has a huge advantage. Its population is 8 times larger, its economy is one of the biggest in the world, its sports industry is worth billions, and MLS continues to expand every year. But Canada has something America may not have: momentum. The kind of momentum that can change an entire sporting culture. Think about it. 20 years ago, nobody imagined Canada becoming a football nation. Today, children across Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, and Calgary are choosing football before other sports. Academies are growing, attendance is growing, and expectations are growing. Football is no longer a niche sport. It's becoming part of Canada's identity. Meanwhile, the United States faces a different challenge. It has everything needed to become a football superpower: money, infrastructure, facilities, millions of athletes. But can America turn all of that potential into actual dominance? Because despite all its advantages, the USA has never reached a World Cup semifinal, not once. And that's the scary part. If America isn't maximizing its enormous potential, someone else might. And that someone could be Canada. Imagine this scenario. It's 2030. Canada is consistently reaching World Cup knockout stages. Canadian players are starring in Europe's biggest clubs. Youth participation has doubled, and Canada has officially become North America's football powerhouse. That sounds impossible, but 10 years ago, the idea of Canada challenging the USA sounded impossible too. That's why this rivalry is so fascinating, because for the first time ever, the giant is looking over its shoulder. So, has Canada overtaken the USA? The answer is no, not yet. America still has more money, more infrastructure, more academies, more players, more depth, more professional teams. But that's not the full story. Because if we ask a different question, who has more momentum? Canada wins. If we ask who is improving faster, Canada wins. If we ask who could surprise the world in 2026, Canada might win again. And that's exactly why this debate exists. For the first time in history, America has competition in North America, real competition. And that's a huge deal, because 10 years ago, nobody would have asked this question. Today, millions are asking it. And by 2030, the answer might be completely different. So, what do you think? Has Canada already overtaken the USA, or is America still North America's football king? Comment below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more football stories, rankings, World Cup history, and the greatest moments the beautiful game has ever produced. Until next time, keep the football passion alive, and I'll see you in the next video.